Hello everyone, Carol from Carol's Vintage Treasures, and I have a what sold video for you today, followed by a haul. I had 16 sales this week, really good for me. They were all on Etsy, nothing on Poshmark. I didn't spend as much time on Poshmark, so that's probably why. But this is October 27th through November 3rd. We'll go ahead and get right into it. I sold these Betsy Johnson ghost earrings. They were glow in the dark with rhinestones, and they sold for $29.99. So I got a bunch of these at a Goodwill, and I think two of them sold. I still have a few left, but I'll just mix them in with my regular inventory, earring inventory. But with the two that I sold, I made my money back and a profit. So I think we did well with those. So next thing that sold was a Build-A-Bear horse. This was really cute. He was kind of big, but he fit in the biggest box I had. I just put him in a poly mailer and then put him in the box so he wouldn't get wet or anything. But I've had this one for a really long time. He sold for $14.99. Next, I sold these Elvis Presley cards. They were brand new in the package. They sold for $7.49. I've had these for a really long time. I just kept lowering the price. I think I got these at a Shop Goodwill auction of Elvis stuff. So I think I did pretty well on those because I don't think I paid much for the cards. Next thing that sold was this Snoopy Christmas cup. And it was Snoopy on the doghouse with Christmas lights. And he was in this little doghouse box. I took out the milk chocolate because it was way too old. I didn't want anyone getting sick. But my friend Patty bought this from Tucson. So if you watch my videos, Patty, thank you so much. I don't know if you do or not, but here's a shout out to you. You're a really good friend. She's been my friend since we were in our 20s. So I was in my 20s. She was about 18. And we worked together at Woolco. And she was in my wedding. She was my maid of honor. I was supposed to be in her wedding, which was soon after mine, but we moved away out of state, so I wasn't able to. That always made me really sad. But shout out to you, Patty. Next thing that sold. This sold really fast. I have only had it up a few weeks. I got it over at, where did I get this? It'll come to me. But it sold for $22.49. Shania Twain, the Platinum Collection DVD. Oh, I got it at Sunshine Acres. And that's where I get most of my DVDs now because I'm only buying the unsealed one. I mean the sealed ones. So there's no problem with them being poor quality or anything. So that was a really good sale and it sold fast. I was amazed. Next thing that sold was this telephone. I've had this for a little while too. It sold for $22.49. It was an AT&T corded speakerphone with large tilt display. And I was able to get the model number on there. So if they were looking for that particular model, they would find it. But it sold for $22.49, which was great. Next item I've had forever. I was thinking of keeping this actually, and that's probably what prompted this sale. Every time I think about keeping something, it sells. So I think I'll go into my inventory today and just say, I want to keep that. I want to keep that. I want to keep that, and see if it sells. But this sold for $17.99. It was a latch hook kit with Labrador puppies. There's Holly, the black one there. But I thought it was really nice. It sold for $17.99. It's going to make a beautiful rug. Next thing that sold were these burnt orange earrings. I've had these for a long time. I got them in a probably Shop Goodwill auction of jewelry, but they were the screw back ones, and they were nice, but they sold for $11.99. And I'm just marking things down till they sell because I don't want to have a lot of inventory because I'm in a small place. Next thing I sold were these napkin rings. They sold for $19.49. They were very pretty. I found these in a baggie at Goodwill, and they were gold tone napkin rings with clear rhinestones. They were very pretty. Next thing I sold was this watering can. It was ceramic. This came in a box with a bow around it, but the bow had become unglued, and I didn't think I could glue it back on so it would stay on. So I just sold it without the box and without the bow. So it sold for $14.99. But it was the blue-bowed goose. Those are popular. Country kitchen, farm decor type things. So next thing I sold was this little turkey. I think it was a sugar bowl, or I don't know. It had a place for a spoon there. So it was most likely something to put. It wasn't very big. So that's why I was thinking it was probably either for sugar or maybe even jam or something like that. But it was really cute. I've had this for a while too. So I was happy to see that find a new home for $17.99. People are looking for Thanksgiving stuff, so if you have Thanksgiving stuff, make sure you get it up in your stores. This is a ring that I sold. It was just a gold toned yellow statement ring with an adjustable stretch band, and it sold for $8.99. And I got this in a Goodwill auction of rings. So it was really cute. Kind of big though. It's a statement ring. So that's what it looked like. And next thing I've had for such a long time. I did not notice that this was pretty damaged when I got it. So I just listed all its flaws, and it was cracked at the bottom. And there's a picture of the crack. And I was hoping someone would buy it and love it, since most of the damage was on the back side. I didn't see anything bad on the front. But it's just a little ceramic wall hanging of a girl with blonde hair playing the piano. Very sweet. And it sold for $7.49. And I think that's pretty good considering the damage on the back. So next thing that sold was this hand-carved wood lidded jar with flowers. And it was 6 inches. It was very pretty. It was kind of dry when I brought it home, so I conditioned it with that wood conditioner that I have. That made it look nice. So that's what the bottom looked like. It was a really nice piece. So I'm glad that sold. This sold super quick. It was a Thanksgiving centerpiece. It was metal. It had a place for a votive holder inside. That's going to look really cute on someone's table. but it sold for $22.49. There's the place for the candle right there. But it was really cute. I found it at Goodwill in the holiday stuff. So that was great. And this is the last thing I sold. It was a book, sold for $29.99. And it was World's Greatest Fairy Tales from 1972. And it had a whole bunch of stories in it. It was a pretty big book. It was in pretty good condition. There's the date there. I always try to put the date on my books that I'm selling so they know. And table of contents if I can. And it just had the older stories like Cinderella, Aladdin, Sleeping Beauty. It was not a Disney book. It was just like a generic book. And it had some really pretty illustrations in it. And so I'm really happy because Etsy now lets you put more than 10 pictures in it. But at the time I listed this, it didn't. So I only got 10 pictures up. But I'm trying to utilize as many pictures as I can on my listings so that people can get a better idea of what the item's like. So that is what I sold this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you stay tuned for the thrifting video, thrifting haul that I have. And if you stay right there, I will be right back. Hey everybody, I have a haul here for you. This is from 360 Thrift. I went in on their senior day. They have 30% off on their senior day, and their prices are lower, so it's a much better deal. I might start going there more. We'll see how it goes. But I found some nice things I thought I would show you. And I'm trying to make sure these are up in my store by the time the video comes out. So if you see anything that you like, go to the details and click on the link to my store. And you can just search it there. Or it might be recent enough that you can see it on the first page. But I found this adorable little dragon. I can just see some little boy walking around with this. He's got a shiny tummy. This is a Beanie Boo, I believe. Yeah. Now I will buy Beanie Boos because they seem to sell better than the Beanie Babies. Look at those eyes. He is adorable. He was $2.99. So we'll see how he does. Look, they wrapped things for me. I love that. I love 360 Thrift. Okay, these are like a set, so I'm going to unwrap them all first. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing pretty well. I have to go in for a second procedure on my back because the first one has already worn off. Can you believe that? But we'll get that taken care of, and she seems to think it'll last longer the second time. I found these in different parts of the store. Oh, hello, baby girl. You want to come up and say hi? Oh, she heard the unwrapping. I was not unwrapping food. Come here. Come up here. Come say hi. She's like, no way, man. She thought I was unwrapping food. Okay, so these are candle holders. I think they're really pretty. They were only $1.49 each. I think I could probably sell them as a set and do pretty well with them. But I gotta find out how old they are and what they're from. There's that. Holly's getting her drink of water to say hello. All right. I got quite a few wooden things here. This reminded me of the 70s. This was very popular. Bloom Where You're Planted. It was $3.99. Ooh, It's got a thing on the back that says $12.99. And Lori Siebert, maybe she designed it. I'll have to look a little more into it, but I thought that was cool. You could put that like in the doorway going out to your garden and hang your hat and your gloves on there. I thought that would be very pretty. But what did I pay? I paid $3.99 for it. I got some wooden birds. They were priced up a little bit, but they looked really nice. $3.99 for this one. I'm going to have to clean them because they have stuff all over them, like sticky stuff. But I thought they were very nice. Here comes the landscaper. Never fails. Him and his blower. There's a toucan for $3.99. I will try to talk over him if he gets close. Here's a little. Oh, these are signed. There's this one. I do pretty well with wooden birds, so that one was $3.99. Yeah, they were all $3.99 so far. This one was a little more. This one was $5.99. He's bigger. Look at that tail. I thought he was very, very nice. So we'll see how these do. I think they'll do pretty well. I picked up a few books. Judy Blume, Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing. My daughter loved Judy Blume books. She had a whole set of them. So I think someone will like to have that. And The Very Snowy Christmas. This is a board book. I usually don't pick up board books, but look at the illustrations on that. And it's so nice. And it's in really good condition for a board book. But I thought it was very, very nice. And it is vintage. I looked at it before I grabbed it. But let's see if I can see what year it is. 2005. It's just barely. So if it's 2005 and before that, you can put it on Etsy. It has to be 20 years old. My very first Winnie the Pooh, Don't Talk to Strangers Pooh. And this was $1.99. I love selling children's books. I have a whole shelf of them over here I'm selling. But that's so cute. All the illustrations. You gotta love Winnie the Pooh, man. And Eeyore. Eeyore is my favorite. There's Eeyore. So nice. It was $1.99. And it was from... I don't always grab a book with a vintage character in it and think it's vintage, because they do have reprints. This was 1998, so this will be good. But so nice. I love children's books. I was going to be a children's book author when my kids were little. I would sit in my office and write children's books. I got 2 magazine articles published, but never a book. I kind of gave up on it when I went through my divorce. I don't know why. I guess I had to concentrate on raising my 3 kids with very little support. So I guess that's why. But it all turned out all right. My kids are beautiful. They're all grown up, and I love them to death. So I have 4 of them. And I have 4 grandchildren who I don't see, but I miss them. Anyway, I'm going to start going to 360 a bit more, I think. They got some really good stuff. And they do occasionally have jewelry jars. I just missed one. She said, I went over to the cases and she said there was one just here. Someone must have bought it. But I had a doctor appointment, so I had to do that before. And it's on the way home from the doctor, so that's pretty good. But that is it. That's all I got. Yep, I think that's all. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Let me know what your favorite item was. And I will see you in the next video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. And if you have, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. And if you're out shopping, I hope you find all the vintage treasures you're looking for. And that's it for today. Have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed the what sold video and the shopping video, haul video. I'm too chicken to do shopping videos, so I do this. But I will see you in the next one. Take care.